Let's start by reminding ourselves about the question on page 53 in the celebrated book Tuesdays with Moliere, An Old Man, a Young Man, and Life's Greatest Lesson, written by Mitch Albom and published by Doubleday in the year 1997. Mitch Albom, looking at the terminally ill professor, remarks the following. And slowly a discussion begins, as Moliere has wanted all along, about the effect of silence on human relations. Why are we embarrassed by silence? What comfort do we find in all the noise? To get an honest answer delivered in silence, of course, it is a matter of fact, you need to look at the life and times of Mzee Stanley Mwai Kibaki, the third president of the Republic of Kenya, whom we mourn. Dear Mr. President, you've gone ahead of us. Behind you we shall follow, only that we know not when. Men and women who know the price of bad leadership and the joys of good leadership will keep singing of how you made roads, of how you made the chilling strong, of how you made the poor access the goodies of the classroom, and so much more. All this is so good. They are but saying the truth, pure truth. But from where I stand, I choose to celebrate your eloquent, conspicuous silence, which has taught me one major lesson. You can choose to use your real or what people perceive to be your weakness to build for yourself a firm and unshakable foundation for your success. They said you had a weakness called silence. But when I think of your silence, I'm reminded of the great son who had kind words about his dad. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. In other words, just be silent. These words are very well your words. I'll keep telling them to the next generation. Growing up, I heard stories of how your fellow tribesmen mocked your silence. They went ahead and referred to you as General Keguya, which loosely translates as a coward general. They were unkind with the words, and it was during the agitation for multiplicity of political opinions. Though they were right, you proved them wrong. In your silence, you eloquently taught people many lessons. Sometimes silence is better than anything. This you taught them in silence. Maturity is realizing silence is more powerful than proving a point. This you taught them in silence. Don't mistake silence for weakness. Smart people don't plan big moves out loud. This you taught them in silence. Better to be king of your silence than slave of your own words. This you taught them in silence. Silent people have the loudest might. This you taught them in silence. Remaining silent is one of the most effective ways to get information out of someone. Even this you taught them in silence. I could go on and on and on with these unstructured rare lessons. These are many. But in an age when noise is glorified, your life and times gives us an opportunity to reflect on how best we should treat people, even when we don't know their surnames. Your life reminds us to act sincerely and leave the rest to God. Every bit of our efforts will get rewarded now or later. Your life reminds us that sometimes one has to stay silent because no words can explain how we feel. Your life reminds us it's advisable not to react to everything, but to be silent, to observe. We have the power, not them. Your life reminds us that when no one knows our silent battles, God understands even our silent tears. And as we sing, there's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar. For the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In this way, by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In this way, by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. I use this moment to encourage anyone who feels wrongly condemned for their innocent silence, and sending love to everybody fighting silent battles, sending love to everybody who is grieving unmet expectations, sending love to everybody who wants to ask for help but doesn't know where to begin. Wake me up when you can't sleep. Talk to me when you want to be heard. Most importantly, be silent with me when you can't say a word. This is the spirit of oneness, a lesson I picked from your life and times as my president and my member of parliament. May heaven be your next home. Requiesce in pace.